What's going on, people? It's your boy back at you, Lou. You know what it is. This is Wrestling 2 101 here on YouTube. This is another video in another series of mine that I decided to make in regards to people that, you know, I would pay respect to, or that I do pay respect to, but need to retire. I can think of a lot of guys off the top of my head from a lot of companies that really need to go. And I gave one in my last video, which would be Rey Mysterio. I'm actually recording these videos kind of back to back, people, so we're in the same shirt. This time around, instead of talking about a WWE wrestler, I'm going to talk about a TNA wrestler. Now, you people are probably wondering why the hell I'm not wearing the New York shirt to talk about this. This is one of those occasions where I'm not, you know, bad-mouthing TNA or whatever. This is going to be one of those times where I'm actually going to give TNA a lot of good. And the person that I think needs to retire the most in TNA, disregarding the fact that Hogan and Bischoff are even in there, in terms of me, you know, saying for them to retire, because they're running the company. The first person that needs to retire has got to be Ric Flair. Now, Ric Flair, he really can't tarnish his legacy, but he's never going to have a send-off like he's ever had before. I don't understand the point of why he's there. In the beginning, when he first came there, before he actually got into a match, I was kind of able to buy into the fact that he was there because he was with AJ and trying to back AJ up, you know, trying to make him credible. He's part of Immortal, and he's not making anybody credible in Immortal whatsoever, because everyone in Immortal is a bunch of jokes. The man has won 21 world titles. It's not 16, people. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I don't see why he went to TNA. I don't get it, Rick. I really don't understand why you're there. I don't see anything relevant about you being there. I recall a couple of years ago, maybe I think it was back 2007 or something. It's on YouTube. There's a video. It's called "Everyone Hates Ric Flair." Ric Flair hates TNA. I mean, Ric Flair is a hypocrite. You know, and Ric Flair, you really are a fucking hypocrite, because all that bashing you gave TNA, talking about Kevin Nash and Vince Russo and whatnot, that all these guys work for this company called stupid Nashville-based wrestling promotion. Who's TNA? That's exactly what you said. Almost word for word. I might have fucked up your wording a little bit, but like, your English is better than mine anyway. And then you went to the company after I gave you a ton of respect for finally leaving the business, and a lot of people, you know, really respected you for it, and it was a very emotional moment for a lot of people when you retired from in-ring action, when Shawn Michaels beat you at WrestleMania 24. I live in Orlando, Florida. Okay, I was at WrestleMania 24. I seen that happen. I was close enough to the ring to see Shawn Michaels' mouth move and say what he said. For you to take that moment away from Shawn Michaels is fucking pathetic. It's wrong. It's sad. That was a highlight of Shawn Michaels' career, even though it was your retirement and it was a big highlight for you because that was supposed to be your fucking retirement from wrestling. It put a credential under Shawn Michaels' belt. And you kind of ripped it away from him. Because what did you do later on? You go to TNA, and all you consistently do is lose. The only person you ever beat is Mick Foley. Whoop-de-doo. Mick Foley's like the biggest jobber in history. Because TNA once again proved that he's nothing but a transitional champion. Which I know he's not, but that's what he was back in the day because that's what they treated him like, and he didn't deserve that. TNA did it to him too. And my point is that that's the only person he's beat. So that's not relevant. Why did you even come back to begin with? Like, I don't get it. You came back to, you know, help AJ and whatnot, and now you're just part of Immortal, like, and you're in and out. Like, why are you even there? What's your purpose of being there? You're not supporting anybody. You're not anybody's manager. You're not talking, you know, being the mouthpiece for somebody. You're just being the mouthpiece for yourself, talking about, I'm God, woo, woo. And Ric Flair, I'm not dissing you, bro. I love you, man. I really do. And that's why I'm making this video, because I don't know why the fuck you're still wrestling, dude. You're, what, 62, 63 years old now? What are you trying to prove, man? That you're going to be the most ancient guy in history that can still wrestle? What's it going to take, man? Are you going to have to take a back body drop? Or you have to do one of your fall over and after someone, you know, beats the fuck out of you and you fall flat on your face, one of the things to break your skull because you botch it or something, or you break your back or your neck on a back body drop? Is that what it's going to take to hold you down? Granted that you got, you know, went down in an airplane. Okay, so that technically I guess you're immortal, but I don't care how immortal you think you are, you're not. You're not God. Okay? You're not. You may think you're God, but you're not. You're a wrestling god who needs to retire because he's an old-ass freaking god of wrestling. How many people in the Hall of Fame actually wrestle right now? Like, when you really think about it. You're never going to have another send-off like that. WWE's not going to take you back and let it happen all over again. TNA is just Impact Wrestling, just going to write you off the show. They're misusing you, man. They're not even writing you in properly. They can't be paying you that much. You ain't making a lot of money over there. Besides, probably whatever dime you get, you probably spend it. Just like the lifestyle you talk, you probably still do it. And I really hope that's not the reason that you're still, you know, in a wrestling organization doing something. I don't have a problem with you being involved in a wrestling organization. Why don't you become like a booker for TNA? Help them in the storyline department where Vince Russo and all the other writers lack terribly. You know, help guys go over that deserve to go over. You had all this backing for AJ Styles, and AJ Styles has been turned nothing but from a babyface to an unviable heel back to a babyface who looks nothing more than like a kid. After his heel run, he looks like a kid now. Like you guys have completely killed his character entirely. He cuts a promo with Bully Ray about penises. If people don't believe me, if you don't remember, just go watch the last TNA. Rick, you can help that so much. You've been in the business so long, you know the business. Or in my opinion, you know the business better than Hulk Hogan. And the reason I say this is because you have held so many world titles. Because so many companies have had so much faith in you. And you might have not been the biggest ratings draw in history, but you were good at what you did, and you were good at cutting promos back then. As far as I'm concerned, Rick, your career ended back in WWF when you won the world title, or WWF title, back to what was it, 92? That was the last, as far as I'm concerned, real Ric Flair match. Everything after that was a joke. Like, you should have retired then. That should have been the end. You went to WCW and they buried you. They made you look like shit. You even said to yourself you were appalled to be part of that organization that Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff were a part of. And look, you're working for them. You back down from your word, man. Who's TNA? Apparently you know who TNA is now. And I really hope you enjoy them, you know, making you look like crap all the time on TV. I really do. I hope that makes you proud. That your legacy, not by the older people, but by the younger people who have heard about you, is getting demolished because they know nothing about you other than the fact that you go out and you lose every time. And you suck in the ring because you're an old fart. You can't do shit. People will respect you a lot more if you just leave the wrestling part of the whole thing. Stay off the TV. Either retire from wrestling, period, or become a booker or a writer. Get away from wrestling before you break your back and you die in the ring. Nobody wants to see that, man, especially me. I don't want to see that. I got a lot of respect for you. I've actually went back and watched a lot of your old stuff that, you know, that was from before I was even, you know, aware that you existed. I have respect for you, man. But just hear me out. TNA, hear me out too. Let this man be a writer for your show. Put over people. Do something. Just Ric Flair, you already had your send-off, man. You're not going to get another one. You already desecrated Michaels by doing that, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't want you to be with TNA, honestly, in my opinion, when TNA hits rock bottom. Because these storylines continue to turn into more crap, and the ratings never continue to get any better. It's been the same since Hogan got there, since you got there. And you're supposed to be a big name too, but you ain't helping that company a damn. You're just there to drag more money. It's all about the money to you. I respect you as a wrestler, but I don't respect you as a person. If you got balls, Ric Flair, come on YouTube, make a damn video. I'd give this one to Zack Ryder, but he's not going to be able to send it to you because you're in TNA. Respond. You old fucking geezer who needs to stop hogging the spotlight and taking the money. You are a wrestling god. I give it to you. Amen, brother. But please, your in-ring action is enough. There's no more needed for you. It's enough. You're done. You should have been over with Michaels. Let it stop here. Now. Alright, people, you know what it is. Subscribe. Like I said, I wasn't trying to turn this into a rant. I hope it wasn't a rant. I'm trying to keep myself nice and calm and relaxed, not trying to get hyper so I don't go off the wall and all kinds of crazy. Like I said, comment, leave a video response, whatever you do. Subscribe to me. Peace.